All right, you guys, so today we're going to talk about alcohol in context of spirituality, in context of raising your vibration, higher vibration, lower vibration. I feel like there's still a lot of misconception, not just about that topic, but other topics as well. And people still don't understand what it really means to raise your vibration, to have a higher vibration. Someone said to me today that they're going to go for a party over the weekend with friends. So there's going to be, like wine and laughter and funny conversations. So it's going to raise their vibration, which is nothing but the true. It's completely the opposite. Alcohol always lowers your vibration, and today I want to break down this topic so you really understand why, and covering it from context of spirituality, alignment with the frequency of your soul, with divine truth, with divine law, in case you are wondering how does the topic of alcohol fit into that. So I want to start from saying, and that's non-negotiable, I don't care what anyone says, get this through your head: alcohol in any context, in any scenario, in any amount, and in any setting lowers your vibration. Always. There is no other way. Alcohol lowers your vibration. From physical point of view, if you're one of those people that need some, data and information and scientific proofs, although if you watch me, you know that this is not the channel because most of it is in hands of the matrix. But we know at this point that alcohol in any amount is harmful for our physical bodies, right? It's not just excess alcohol. It's not just consuming too much. Every sip that you take is actually harmful for your physical body, and science knows this. From a spiritual perspective, what consumption of alcohol does is it creates because it is a substance that sort of disconnects you even more and even deeper from your self-awareness and from your consciousness. It creates energy, energetically speaking, it creates holes, so to speak, in your aura, in your energetic field, right? Which is your natural protective bubble. And obviously the quality of that bubble depends on your internal vibration. So some people will have a stronger shield because they have natural higher vibration. They love themselves. They value themselves. They are living in alignment, which will make that energetic shield stronger. Some people will have it a bit lower when they're still on a path of that self-discovery and that self-love. But it is our protective shield, right? And that energetic field, our energy body, I highlight this to you guys always, it's very sticky, right? This is why we should cleanse our energy body daily and regularly, just as we cleanse our physical body, because everything that we come in contact with, people, places, music, movies, things that we watch, things that we think, things that come from the inside and from the outside, they get stuck to our energy body, right? As a protection, so it doesn't penetrate you further. So if you cleanse that regularly through raising your vibration, it's something that I've done a whole video about, raising your vibration a while ago. You will cleanse that energy body and you will maintain that healthy energy body. But as you drink alcohol, holes are being created, which means that everything that you find yourself around energetically will penetrate your energy body. Now, usually, if not 100%, but let's say 99.99999% of cases, people who drink and consume alcohol find themselves in places of lower vibration, right? Because it doesn't really matter if it's going to be a club or a bar, which by default is of low vibration, or it's going to be just a, party with your friends in the house. People who drink alcohol do that to numb. to numb the emotion, to numb the pain, because they don't have the capacity to process emotions that they feel. And I know that some people would jump on and say, no, I just like the taste, bollocks, and we'll address that in a moment, okay? Because if you like the taste of something, you are a-okay with a glass. You don't have to have a whole bottle, okay? It's similar issue like with people who say, and I've been there because I was a binge eater years ago before my awakening. So you could say, oh, I love chocolates, I'm gonna eat 3 bars. No, you're numbing something. You're numbing something inside of you, the void inside of you. If you like the taste of something, but in the same time, you love your body, you love your existence, you are in peace and you are centered, you will realize what influence it has on your body. And if it's something that you really like, but it is a little bit harmful, you will treat it as that treat, as a couple of times a year or 1 time a week, whatever, depending what that is, right? But going back to that scenario, people who consume alcohol are people who want to numb something, right? So I have emotion that I cannot deal with. I have a heartbreak. I worry about something. I am stressed out because of everything that's going on in my life, in this world. Instead of going inwards, understanding it, facing my darkness, processing it, I label it as something that is wrong, that is evil. I don't want to feel this way. So I want to higher my vibration. I'm gonna go out with my friends and have a couple of bottles of wine and some drink. It is numbing. It is numbing what is happening within you. It is lack of courage to face, to look inwards, to compress, to look your darkness in the eyes. But I always highlight this to you guys. There is no growth without pain. Pain is purification. Pain is ascension. Pain is understanding. We have to face our darkness. There is no good and evil. Everything is neutral. Everything what we choose and we deem it to be. So the meaning of life is to actually build the capacity to understand things and process things that are happening outside of us the way we choose, with the control of regulating our emotions, of regulating internally, and using those external things for growth, not for numbing and for denial. So people who go and drink, especially if we talk about more than that 1 glass, are people who want to forget, who want to relax, who want to feel better, who want to forget about their problems, their worries, want to have fun because they don't know how to have fun without it, because they have so much unprocessed gunk inside of them, right? So as you find yourself around those people, and remember, there is no good and evil. We're not saying that these people are evil, that these people, right? But they're low vibrational because they're full of worry, judgment, sadness, denial, and you name it, right? So you, through drinking, you're going to open your energetic field and you're going to allow, in addition to your own, to the gunk of those people, the lower vibration of those people penetrate your field. And you're going to wake up next morning feeling like absolute crap, and you're going to blame the alcohol, which partially will be the case because it also has influence on our physical body. But for most part, what you try to numb will come out of you because there is no escaping. And I teach you guys this all the time. Any numbing agent, not just the substances, but numbing. I don't want to sit with myself. I don't want to work on myself. I don't want to sit with my emotion. I'm going to watch a movie. I'm going to go for a party. I'm going to go to see my friends. Everything, just not to, God forbid, be with myself. It is literally like having an open wound, and instead of sanitizing it, cleansing it, which will hurt as hell, but then it will allow it to heal in its natural course, we prefer to put some numbing cream on it from the evil corporative pharmacy and then stick a plaster on it. So it's going to be rotting from the outside, but it's going to be numbed and looking good on the outside. That's exactly what everything that is destructing, that is numbing, causes. It's exactly that effect. Instead of addressing the root cause, I am forcing myself to forget about it, even for a moment, because I'm going to feel better, right? And I'm not saying this with judgment. Ultimately, the greatest gift of life is freedom. It's your freedom to choose how you want to use this gift of life. But I want you guys to be aware and stop saying nonsense like, I'm going to raise my vibration, I'm going to have fun with friends and some bottles of wine. No, you won't. you will lower your vibration. You will not make anything better, not for yourself, not for this world. You won't rise your vibration, you won't rise vibration of this world, right? So remember that. And I want to add one point to that, because from spiritual perspective, I feel like the opinions are divided into two. Many spiritual people, again, it doesn't necessarily have to be classic understanding of spirituality, people who are just balanced, who looked inwards, who are centered, who know how to self-regulate, who are emotionally mature, who take accountability of their actions, of their emotions, right? So within that community, most people will probably remove alcohol 100% from their life. More spiritual people, awakened people, they are aware of everything that I've explained to you. So they do not consume alcohol at all, at any moment, with no exception. Now, there is another school, another approach to that. And if anyone asks me, that is the one that I would always explain. I believe that it's something that is within Edgar Tolle's teachings. I may be wrong, but it just appeared in front of me. That's what they're showing to me, so I just wanted to mention it. But I know that many spiritual people and spiritual teachers preach that road, is that any kind of heavy alcohol, right? So liqueurs, it's a no-no. It's a no-no. It's very harmful for your physical body, every sip, for your energy body as well. It's creating either a permanent damage immediately, or it's creating a damage that it will take a while. So if you remember what I explained about your energetic field and about your aura, it will take a lot of time for that to recover. And if you are someone who is self-aware and spiritual, you will know what practices you need to engage in to help that energetic field to restore. But if you're a normal average person, you won't. So it can have days, weeks, if not months of effect on you. So a hard alcohol, it's a complete no-no. Now, when we talk about lighter alcohols like wine and like beer, the guidance here is that every now and then, and it goes in line with what I say to you guys, that we're not meant to be perfect. That 80 versus 20% is a balance, or 90-10, however you want to live your life. To sometimes just understand that we're here to enjoy ourselves, right? So if you are someone that really, and this is going to be very important, because it's the environment and it's the intention. Just like with everything, the intention is it coming from a place of fear, or is it coming from a place of love? So there are, like I said, there's this school of spiritual people, spiritual teachers, who say that a couple times a year, it's going to depend on your path as well. For people who actually work as spiritual teachers, is going to be different. To whom much is given, much is expected. For a regular person, you may want to have that one glass of your preferred alcohol once a month, and that's absolutely okay. But here's the thing, the intention and the environment. So first is the intention. So you have to ask yourself, why do I want to have that glass of beer? Why do I want to have that glass of wine? Because if you are someone who is that connoisseur, if not almost sommelier, it's like you love the taste of wine. And remember, people who love the taste of wine, they do not need to have a whole bottle. It's a complete illusion that you're feeding yourself with, right? So if you really like the taste, and people who usually actually like the taste, they know about wine, they know about beer, whatever is it that they enjoy, right? As fans, as connoisseurs, they would choose a good quality drink and actually enjoy that glass of wine. So if you fall under the category, you're spiritual, you want to be aligned, you want to be healthy, energy body, physical body, but you love that wine, okay? And once a month, you want to allow yourself that glass of wine. It's absolutely okay, but again, I would advise you to look at the intention and look at the environment. So again, by intention, we mean, is it coming from a place of fear, or is it coming from a place of love? Coming from a place of love means you're completely relaxed, you're having a nice dinner, whereas that's on your own or with your partner, or maybe you're traveling, you're in a beautiful place and you're like, you know what, I would have that glass of wine. Or maybe you go to like a winery or a place, you're interested in places like that. that is absolutely fine. Coming from a place of love, you are not in distress, your vibration is not naturally lower, you're feeling good, you're feeling okay, you want to celebrate life, you want to have that treat, you want to have that glass of wine. It's coming from a place of love, perfectly fine. But if the moment you choose to do it is coming from a place of fear, because I'm so stressed out, because I had a horrible month, because I just need to relax, now it's a whole different story. Intention, how we use things, is extremely important, right? So intention is one thing. And that second thing will be the environment. So are you going to have that glass of wine surrounded by, a bunch of people that you don't know, or a low vibrational setting, or you are just with your partner or with a good friend, and then you're going to go back home, you're going to rest, you're going to have time to then restore your energy, higher your vibration, rise your vibration. You are conscious of what it means and what's it going to do to your body, so you can really consciously connect to that environment, to that setting, and to that intention. So it's absolutely, either way, it's your choice. Like I said, the truth of life is that we have a life of freedom, right? There is no good and evil. There's just choice. There's just two sides of the spectrum. One vibrates on a higher frequency. The other vibrates on a lower, denser frequency. But if you're choosing this or here, whatever you want to be, you're never good or evil. You're just taking a choice for yourself, how you want to live your life. Ultimately, I teach this to you guys. Whether we reach a dharmic path or we are stuck in karmic wheels all life, or a couple of lifetimes, a couple hundred of lifetimes, it is your choices, your everyday choices, right? And even if you would say to me, I love wine. Okay, do you love wine more, or you love your body more, your existence more, your health more, the gift of life more? Right? So ultimately it is a choice, but I do want you to realize that in no circumstance, in no scenario, alcohol raises your vibration. It always lowers your vibration. Always, 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 always. And you can choose to be in that school to sometimes couple times a year, accept that sacrifice and say that I want to treat myself with a glass of my favorite wine or with a glass of my favorite beer, because I know how to handle it. I know what's it going to cause. I know how to deal with that. I know how to restore my energy body next day. I know how to take care of my energy body. I'm also aware of that. And I'm going to do that. It's your choice. But even in that scenario, for a moment, it will lower your vibration. It will lower your vibration. I guess that's all I wanted to say. I hope it was helpful. I hope it was explanatory. If you have any questions, as always, you can just let me know. And I hope it's going to find whoever it needs to find. I know it's a journey. I know that many people who go for spiritual awakening, who come to me on sessions, they still do these things. They still have karmic friends. They still have karmic activities in their life. And it's okay. Life is a journey. But the biggest enemy of growth, and I say this to you guys as a mantra, the biggest enemy of growth is denial. So you can choose to drink every day. You can choose to get wasted every weekend, for all I care. I couldn't care less, because it's your life. But please do not go around and spread nonsense that it is actually making you feel better and it's going to be joyful and it's going to be fun and it's going to raise your vibration. It won't. It won't. It will lower your vibration. And if you add a sprinkle of denial on top of that, it will lower your vibration even more. So with that awareness, the choice is yours. I hope it was helpful.